The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
God damn it, Kyle. If it wasn't for Quinn Hughes, we might be talking about a lottery team, man. Unbelievable.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, welcome to an abbreviated postcast here on Locked On Canucks. My name is Trevor Beggs, co-host of Locked On Canucks. And as always, I'm joined by my brother, my co-host, Kyle Bhawan, after a 5-4 loss to the Ottawa Senators in overtime. The Ottawa Senators, and oh man, Kyle, when we saw these two teams play on November 23rd, just 1 month ago, we talked about how the Ottawa Senators had that lackadaisical attitude. They looked like they were the Anaheim Ducks out there. They looked like they didn't care. Fast forward to a month later, the Ottawa Senators are in a playoff spot. And the Vancouver Canucks are not.
No, they are. They are.
Quinn Hughes right now. Quinn Hughes was absolutely on one again tonight. But once again, Kyle, it was another night where Canucks stars kind of let them down.
Dude, I think I seen something that the Canucks are still in a playoff spot. I don't know. I saw something like got updated like 18 minutes ago, but that doesn't matter. And I just want to let the listeners know, okay? I'm not going to be on for a long time. My audio sucks today. I'm at my parents' house. I'm hungover. My dad made me soup. I'm 31 and a half years old, getting spoon-fed by my parents when I need it because I can't handle a hangover. I'm blessed, okay? Trevor, I hope you become the dad my dad is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I called you. That's why I call you the second best dad in the world. Anyways, I think Elias Pettersson. Yeah, I think Elias Pettersson should not be an assistant captain on this team, for real. No, straight up, man. Like, no, it's a damn shame. Quinn Hughes does not deserve this. Quinn Hughes goes out to the media today and he handles the explanation of what's going on in the dressing room, and in particular with Miller and Pettersson, with such class and also such clarity, and also gives a bit of a push, right? Like, let's figure this out. We can do this. We got the guys in the room. And then what do we see? By the end of the night, after, again, Quinn Hughes does that, which is still pretty rare for anyone to do. What do we see? Quinn Hughes get 3 points, and then we see Pettersson do absolutely nothing. But draw penalties. Okay, cool. But do absolutely nothing all game. And JT Miller, I know Trevor will get to him later. But Pettersson does nothing. Then after the game, when the reporters ask him questions, and I know it's really tough talking to the media. It's hard. It's stressful, especially after a loss in overtime where you did nothing, where you didn't do shit. But how does he handle it? How does he handle it? With absolutely no class, with no clarity, with no maturity. And I'm Team Canucks. I'm Team Players. I'm not Team Media. You don't got to give everything to the media. But there's another way to handle that situation than walking off and looking weak. Because right now, what you just did is you showed the hockey world that this organization is weak. Pettersson, $11.6 million, and that's the way you handle it. That's an absolute joke, and you should not be the assistant captain of the Vancouver Canucks because, bro, you are letting Quinn Hughes out to dry. That's a damn shame. How do you think Quinn Hughes feels after watching that? Handle a couple questions. Answer it. Hey, even if you're pissed off, answer it in a pissed off manner, but don't just walk off and look like you're going to cry. Dude, the Canucks are weak, Trevor. We're in a playoff spot right now, just holding on, barely. But I'm telling you right now, if this situation does not get fixed, the Canucks they're not going to be a lottery team because their goaltending is too good in Quinn Hughes, but they're right back at being in the middle of the pack and being mediocre and finishing, 18th in the league and 9th in the conference. It's an absolute joke.
Yeah, I see the fire bringing on the Pettersson situation there. I actually had more of a problem with his on-ice play tonight than I did with the post-game presser. Look, I mean, I think you got to realize, too, Pettersson played like crap tonight. He's emotional after a loss. I mean, all these athletes can and should be emotional after a loss like that, especially when they don't play well. And then, of course, after the game, in post-game pressers, when you're in the scrums, I think you're supposed to ask about the game, right? And that's kind of the media code, I guess, if you want to call it that. And he's not being asked about the game. He's being asked about his relationship with JT Miller. And, I think, again, he's asked about it once, he's asked about it twice, and then he's, I don't know. I don't love the way he handled it. I don't have a massive problem with it, if that makes sense. I mean, it's annoying to be asked these questions. I mean, you're a professional athlete, you're a freaking adult, and you're being asked about your relationship with another man. It's just like, pal, like
Bro,
if the
come
world was
on,
dissecting our
man.
friendship, I feel like maybe we'd feel a little bit differently about it too.
I understand that, but early in the morning, the situation was talked about by Rick Tocchet and Quinn Hughes with some clarity, with some maturity. That's the key word here, with maturity. Pettersson, too emotional. That sets the tone. That just creates more bad voodoo for this team. Bad morale going into Christmas. Merry Christmas. I just felt as if that was I'm not going to use the word classless, and maybe immature was too strong of a word, but it wasn't strong, you know? It wasn't like, yo, I'm a dog. I'm one of the leaders too on this team. It wasn't in line with who Rick Tocchet and Quinn Hughes are as well. And that just tells me that this team is broken. It's broken. In that situation, I know it's hard, but and talked about this. You gotta do it for the crest. In that moment, Pettersson gets too emotional, can't handle the stress, and makes it about himself. And it's just, it's not as if I'm not trying to empathize towards what he's going through, but bro, you're one of the big dogs on the team. You're one of the leaders on the team. You're one of the captains. Don't look broken. You're gonna look broken to the fan base. Now you're gonna look broken to the people in that room as well. Do not look broken.
Yeah, and let's hope that's not the case. I mean, I don't want to say he looked broken in the interview. I think he looked frustrated and he looked pissed off. That's the vibe I got.
Bro, he's broken. He's broken. How can you, bro? This guy hasn't done ish in 7 games since Miller's come back. Like, he's doing the exact same thing that he was doing prior to him going off for 11 games. We had like 20 points. But everything in between that stretch that we're seeing now happened in the beginning of the season. It happened in the playoffs last year. And now look at this interview after a game against the Ottawa Senators. Like, it's game 33 and you're broken like this, bro. Like, dude, just you got to be able to handle it better, bro. You got to be able to handle it better, because if you cannot handle it, it's not going to work out here in Vancouver. It isn't.
Damn, man, that went dark real quick. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think his play on the ice constitutes a player that is, like you said, broken, or at least in a bad funk right now. And again, we've already seen a funk like this from Pettersson this season. We saw a funk like it last season as well. It's getting to be problematic for this team. And again, I'm still not going to blame the guy for being frustrated in the media, but for his play on the ice right now, it absolutely has to be better. He's lacking speed. He's lacking the tenacity. He's lacking the playmaking. Aside from that one nifty play he made in the first period, one of his first shifts of the game, it was another really lackluster effort from Pettersson and Miller as well. I mean, Miller loses Josh Norris on the fourth goal of the game. He lets Sanderson skate right by him on the game-winning goal as well.
Dude.
It was not a great game for Miller or Pettersson at all. And Brock Besser steps in. He gets 2 goals. I know Matt in the comments, he's defending Pettersson. He's saying Miller got 2 points. Miller stepped out. Now it's Petey's turn, and mentioning that Pettersson had 0 blocks, 0 hits, 2 shots, 19 minutes. But on the other side, too, you got Vancouver's My Life saying Miller's the common denominator for the beef with Bo, Myers, Petey. The Lightning trade Miller and they win a cup. It's clear Miller is the cancer. Look, this has absolutely divided the fan base, for better or for worse. And, you know, the people in the locker room say that.
It's dividing this team. Sorry to cut you off, bro. Like, it's dividing this team. You look at the way Pettersson's like handling himself in front of the media. Barely does any media anyways. Then he does it, and then he's broken like that. Then you look at the way JT Miller's playing defensively. These two are bringing whatever energy they have with each other or away from the rink into the game. How do you feel guys like Teddy Bluger, Pius Suter, the depth guys on this team? How do you think they feel when they look at a guy like JT Miller back-checking the way he's back-checking right now? Like, it's the preseason. It's pathetic. It shows that he does not care. He does not care. And again, like, to bring it to Pettersson, to me, that showed that he doesn't care about making this better. He doesn't care as much as Quinn Hughes cares about it. And Rick Tocchet cares about it, because I know it's about you and JT Miller, and I know it's personal, and I know it's a you thing. But at the end of the day, you play for the Vancouver Canucks. Think about your boys. Think about Quinn Hughes. Think about Quinn Hughes. If one of these guys stepped up today, we would have won today. Just one of them. Yo, Quinn Hughes can do 95% of the work. That's how good he is right now. Dude, I saw this quote about Paul Coffey. You know, he talks about being an assistant coach, and if he's nervous to coach these games, like, if you still get nervous for games. A reporter asked him that, right? And Paul Coffey, who's an assistant coach, said, yeah, I get nervous for every game, but then I get into the dressing room, and then I see Connor McDavid, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not nervous anymore. That's the exact same feeling I get with Quinn Hughes. Like, I'm like, yo, we have a chance. We have a chance. All that being said, it's like, how are these two not able to look at Captain Quinn and kind of want to do it for him and get better. I don't see these two wanting to get better.
Yeah, and again, look, we only got a couple minutes left here on Locked On Canucks. Your Canucks every day. Kyle's recording from his parents' bathroom. I got to write for Daily Hive tonight. SK93 in the comments saying, need some West Coast bias, guys. The team is stressing me out. Yeah, they're stressing me out too. And if you want the glass half full, and look, I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. The everydayers know the floor on this team is high. The goaltending is good. The depth is good. The defense needs a piece or two. I mean, SK93 also saying in the comments as well. Can't do anything with an AHL level defense, and Desharnais and Jules who wouldn't even make the Sharks defense. He is not wrong about that. But there's a lot of things to like about this team. If Miller and Pettersson can figure the F out and get going, this is going to be a dangerous team. But that is a huge if right now because they just both seem miles and miles away from where they were before. But I'm not saying they can't figure it out. I mean, again, it's only game 33. We've seen good flashes from both players, but there's something sour in the water in that Vancouver Canucks locker room right now.
Dude, it's so sour. And it's sad, bro. It sucks. And look at this comment from Carmen. At least Pettersson backchecks, plays good defensively while Miller doesn't do anything defensively. And it sucks because Miller last year was way better defensively. He was. Yeah. I don't know what happened. And this whole thing about Pettersson, sure, me and Trevor like to talk about the hits. So when he throws the body around sometimes. We like to talk about, the backchecking, his defensive awareness. But, dude, when you're getting paid that much, bro, you cannot have multiple spells during the first 33 games of the season after you just shit the bed in the second half of last season in the playoffs. So, again, it's already been 33 games this season, and now he's going through his second stretch already where it's like plus 6 games, plus 7 games where he does nothing offensively. Bro, F the defense. Bro, come on, man. We're not paying you to be Philip Deneau.
Man, oh man, look, that's again a tough stretch for the Canucks right now. Hopefully, like last year, maybe it's the reverse, right? 2024, the calendar year, aside from the playoff run, hasn't been great for the Canucks, right? They were great in January, and since February, they've been off. Obviously, they take the Oilers to Game 7, and that was a hell of a ride. But it's been a weird year, the calendar year 2024 for your Vancouver Canucks. So hopefully, they can maybe have another bender over the New Year's break and bring some good voodoo into the new year. Let's get to one or two more comments before we get out of here. Let's divert from the hockey talk for a second because this team is depressing me. Malcolm Davies saying in the comments, who's winning in a fight, Trevor or Kyle? Straight up curious with gloves too. I'm going to say right now, this isn't just me being a nice Canadian. It's definitely Kyle.
No, it's Trevor. Trevor's got dad strength. I've never been in a fight in my life. Dude, just the way it is. I think Trevor wins that fight. But at the same time, Trevor, I promise you, man, if you and I ever had problems, we'd still do our best to kill it on Locked On Canucks, okay? For real.
Yeah,
even though
exactly.
I'm talking in an echo chamber right now. But honestly, I wasn't even planning on doing an episode like this today. But after I saw what Pettersson did, the way he just handled himself, it just seemed too immature, bro. I know, bro, I empathize because I'm a human being and I understand it's hard. I do. But you're an assistant captain for the Vancouver Canucks, man. You just signed $11.6 million. You basically said you want to make more money than William Nylander. You wanted all this smoke. You wanted this heat. You wanted this pressure. Handle it. Don't break to the public. You break to the public, chances are you're also breaking in front of the guys in the room. It's a joke. Dude, it's a joke. Especially 12 hours after Rick Tocchet and Quinn Hughes talked about the scenario. It's dude, there's a disconnect, and it's a damn shame, bro.
Yeah, it is a damn shame, and we'll sign on this note. Mike Alcarote saying that Kyle, you looked like you worked a triple shift at 7-Eleven after this game. Kyle is just hung over from partying until the AM, man. I missed out on it. I got the FOMO. There's a divide now in Locked On Canucks. I bailed on Kyle's party, so more on that drama on another episode. But Pettersson's looking rougher than you, Kyle, and he doesn't have the excuse of partying till 6 a.m. So again, hopefully there's better days ahead for the Canucks. This is a rough one. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that they play the San Jose Sharks ahead of the break. Monday, 6 p.m., Rogers Arena. Man, oh man, if we lose that game, there's going to be a lot of questions here on the Postcast here on Locked On Canucks. But for now, we got to get out of here. Shout out to everyone from the everydayers to the first-time listeners. We appreciate the hell out of you. If you like what we're doing, make sure you subscribe and like on YouTube. On the podcast side, go follow us and leave a good old 5-star review. We'll catch you on another episode of Locked On Canucks. I'm Trevor Beggs. That is the alive and well Kyle Bhawan, and you've been listening to Locked On Canucks.
Go.
Your Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.